Hey, this is Stan with Stan the Coach. Coach is out with Stevie here in Andalusia. I got the Tire King, Kyle Dalton, right here with me, watching a little spring football. Just finished up here at Andalusia High School. Tire King, what'd you think about what you saw today with the Bulldogs?
Well, as usual, defense kind of ruled the roost. Offense, after getting a little pressure on them, didn't look as sharp as in most of the practices, but awful deep in the backfield. Awful deep. We got great backfield. If we can just get some good blocking to get them loose, that's going to be the key, Coach.
Well, we got a lot of areas that Andalusia's got to fill from last year's semifinal team. I don't think they're going to have any trouble on defense, but they're going to have to find a solid rotation there at running back and a couple of tackles there on offense and develop a little depth, and they ought to make another run.
A little shaky with the wide receivers right from the beginning of the scrimmage. Toward the end, we started catching the ball, looked good. Second team quarterback and everything looked sharp. They executed. Toward the end of the scrimmage, the offense was starting to start executing. So I think we're in good shape still there.
Well, hey, they've about got this stadium here in Andalusia 100%. Looks like it's about at 90% complete. If I was giving an estimate here, got a lot of just cosmetic stuff. They got the new Bulldog here. Man, there's a set of cods on that joker.
The Bulldog came loaded.
Well, he's definitely loaded. Folks are going to drive from all Tri-Counties, 800 counties over to come look at this Bulldog. But,
we're definitely going to scare a few off, hopefully before they even get in the gate.
Well, I know I was scared when I walked in the parking lot. So, I was not expecting that. But, hey, it is a great looking facility, a great place to come watch some high school football. Changing gears a little bit, I know you've coached some rec league baseball, and I don't know if you've kept up with the Alabama High School Athletic Association baseball, but we've had two teams in our area, our coverage area, on the Power Prep Sports Network. We've had Providence Christian win Class 3A championship,
Wow.
Plays out of Dothan.
Wow.
And then we also had GW Long three-peated.
Woo!
So,
GW.
The Long Rebels out of Skipperville, and also their softball team won the championship as well.
Wow.
They had about a 7-hour game with weather and lightning last night. They claimed the championship. So both of those schools there in Skipperville, first time to have back-to-back repeat in the same year. With two different sports.
We had a lot of teams in our viewing region that got in the playoffs, and you get a taste of that, Stan, and it goes a long way. It
does. And also we got still got playing Brantley and Kinston and Rehoboth are still alive, and Wicksburg is probably playing right now as we're speaking. They were in the championship game against Pisgah in 3A in softball, but they're going to have to win twice to win the championship. But at least they got an opportunity to do that. School winding down, a lot of things winding down, a lot of spring football. Playing in Troy right now at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Had Slocum play Bullitt County last night, and also Geneva County played not Isabella, but Goshen. But Isabella and Florella were playing. I think they're playing right now.
I think there was one too. Pleasant Home played last night, and I was talking with some folks over there, and Pleasant Home's got a long way to go to get back in the playoffs.
They have any?
They
have out?
They had plenty out, but they didn't have any. They got to find a couple stars for that team.
Well, they usually have to out there at Pleasant Home. But, football's winding down, school's winding down. All these schools having their spring games to catapult into the summer, because really football season's already started. It started when spring practice rolled in, and this is just kind of they'll take kind of a short break, probably of a week or so when school gets out, and jump right back in the weight room, and we're going to have 7-on-7s this summer to, work on offense and defense with your skill folks. But, there's a lot of stuff it'll be here before we know it.
Exactly. I think, 707, I think Andalusia is going to be hosting a bunch of that because of the facility here. Folks, if you have a chance to get out and just walk around this summer and look at this facility, it's going to be a showcase. It is really, really nice, and I've been to a lot of stadiums, and this high school here is just one of the tops in the state. So we're fortunate to have that. Hopefully, we can pass it along with some other kids and stuff through the summer with 7-on-7s, which I think they're planning on hosting a couple tournaments here. So that'll be nice. Not having to travel, but still bring those kids to a nice venue like we got here.
Well, listen, I know you're a big Andalusia Bulldog fan, and kind of tell folks out there what you do. What do you do besides just a big Bulldog fan?
I try to sell a tire once or twice a day, but I raised 4 kids, so yeah, I am an Andalusia Bulldog fan, and I'm all in.
All in. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate you stopping in and talking with me right here. Got a lot to be proud of here in Andalusia. Got a lot out football too. So this looks like they will be another juggernaut this fall.
Oh yeah, we're looking to have a real good season, and hopefully everybody the same throughout the county. I know that we build some good teams through the Covington County and through Dothan, and it's nice to know that the South Alabama still rules the roost.
They do. Well, hey, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, and we'll be right back. Hey, we're back right here. Stevie has just dropped Coach off.
I'm telling you, I know.
They went to the wrong stadium.
I know we smell like Funyuns, but I got out and I had to dust the Funyun dust off of me, and he spilled Grapico on me again, just my shoes this time. So, but we're glad to be here. I did get to see some of Andalusia's practice yesterday. I didn't get to see the spring game.
Well, Stevie took you to Florell.
Stevie, the funny thing about it is, as we were headed down to Florella, I asked him, I said, Stevie, aren't we supposed to be going to Andalusia today? And Stevie said, we are.
Well, he's got bad GPS.
Well, when we went over to Yellow River Bridge, I told him that's Yellow River, and he said no, that's Conecuh River. And I said, well, why are we going over it going to Andalusia? He was slightly confused.
Well, I think Stevie may have made an F in geography.
He did.
Well, go back to telling you've seen the Bulldogs practice. They weren't going to do a whole lot today that you haven't seen at practice. Except it's really hot today.
It is. I imagine that field was scorching. But the Wilson kid at quarterback, he's going to be something special now. He, from what I've seen this spring, and I've watched him a couple of times during spring, he has got as good a form as anybody I've seen. He reminds me a lot of a quarterback we had down at Bruton when I was down there named Patrick Burns.
I remember Burns.
Patrick led us to the state championship game twice while he was at the helm, and he also was a starting quarterback for Memphis until he broke his leg.
Also punted and kicked and all those things too.
He did it all, and did it all for Memphis too. I mean, he punted some for Memphis, and he was the kickoff man for Memphis. But the biggest thing he was a winner, and that's what the Wilson kid reminds me of. He's got really good form as far as throwing the ball. His feet are really good.
Looks like he may have grown a little bit.
I think he's gotten a lot thicker, but he's not any slower. He's got outstanding speed. And he's got that speed. When you watch him, you go, well, he didn't pick up a whole lot, and they're moving the sticks.
Yeah, you didn't think he got about 2 yards, and he had 8.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking really good. The other quarterback that I've seen this year that looks good is the McCoy kid over at Sampson. He looks outstanding. Geneva, I can't remember the young man's name, but Geneva's quarterback, he's just a leader. You can just tell the way he carries himself. I'm predicting Geneva's going to be the sleeper.
Well, you know, they played Rehoboth last week in the spring and didn't.
They didn't fare too
They didn't
well.
fare too well. Of course, it's a spring game.
And Les doesn't put a whole lot of emphasis on spring games. Now, I'm going to tell you.
And you know, there's a lot of those things going yesterday, today, and Saturday, and coming up tomorrow. Last night, Slocum and Bullitt County played a very competitive game. Bullitt County won that one. I think it was 31-17.
It was.
And I believe Isabella and Geneva County played earlier that day, and Goshen. Isabella's playing Florella right now. And they're not playing in Florella.
Yeah, we found that out.
They're playing in Troy. But Goshen and Geneva County played last night. I think it was 10-0 Goshen. Best running back for Geneva County did not play. The 1,400-yard rusher did not play. So that was probably a big difference if you're keeping a score in a spring game. But tonight, Ashford and Cottonwood,
which is going to be a good game.
New Brockton and Elba. We had a couple. Well, we've had all those guys.
We've had all of them
on the show, and I know they're wanting to have a good showing with their kids, and probably be a lot of money made tonight at the gate at them two games.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to slip off and get over to New Brockton and Elba.
Well, I think I'm not tonight. I got a little T-ball game tonight, but also Greenville and Luverne. And tomorrow, a big one over in Dothan at Rip Hughes Stadium. The Wolves debut. You know who they're playing?
I ain't got a clue.
The Dothan Wolves has got Hoover coming to Rip Hughes Stadium tomorrow.
What time is
11 o'clock in the morning.
I may get over there for that
No, you
one.
melt, Coach.
I may get over there for that one. But I can tell you this, Stevie is not driving me.
Well, I was going to say, if Stevie's getting, you may not wind up in Dothan.
Stevie is not driving. He took me to Florella to see nothing. So.
Well, it's, a lot of spring ball winding down, and they got some games still playing up at Troy at Veterans Memorial. I think Florella will be the last of our coverage teams. I think a couple of 4 teams from Georgia playing tomorrow, but that's always a good showcase. Charles Henderson played Wednesday, and Goshen played, and Slocum, Geneva County, Florella. It's a good atmosphere for those kids to go up there and play in a venue like that. And, school's winding down, and it's our last little
I know it.
get together right here.
Speaking of a venue, what Andalusia has done to this place, this is something else now.
Well, I got to speak to one of their biggest fans while you and Stevie were coming back up.
That had to be Dalton.
It was the Tire King, Kyle Dalton, and I asked him this question: had he ever seen a set of cods on a bulldog like that over there?
Let me tell you, Coach Richard Robertson, that was a coach here at Andalusia for 135 years.
Yeah, he was a long time.
135 years. He used to tell us all the time, play like boy dogs.
Well,
play like boy dogs.
They got one over there.
So they got him a boy dog that will permanently be in his stadium. And they've got the alma mater.
I'm gonna see if I can get it.
They've got the alma mater
over there
chiseled in on the podium of the bulldog. They've got the alma mater chiseled in. And I'm just glad that Bulldog had the tools to pull that chiseling off.
Well, he's got the tools. He might have to work on his chiseling. But
Well, he got the alma mater penciled in there.
he got it, and I think that's CCB on the side there. He got it done. Is all I can say. But yeah, there's not a bad seat in this place, and
No, yeah, I mean this is something else.
you know, we in the shade right here under this awning, and you know they used to play semi-pro baseball.
Right here in Andalusia Arrows.
Yeah, the Arrows played here in Andalusia.
My uncle played here.
Many years ago, and you know there's been a lot of legendary athletes playing in this stadium.
Hey, there's gonna be a few more from what I've been seeing this spring.
There'll be a few more, but you know, let me tell you what I did. We're gonna change gears just a minute. I purchased a pop-up camper. Do you know what one of those?
I do.
And we took it on its maiden voyage last weekend, on Mother's Day weekend.
Really?
Yeah, we went down to Gulf Shores. Took my wife and our two youngest, our 3 and 5-year-old, and we didn't do a good job of looking at the radar. And I don't think they'll ever go camping again because at 4:30, we stayed at Gulf Shores State Park. About 4:30 Sunday morning, it sounded like Jesus was dropping checkers on top of that pop-up. And we got a break in the action, and I think an F1 went through there, and I thought I'd lost all my people while I was standing out in a tornado because it rocked.
Wait.
It rocked.
I don't think a pop-up camper is the safest place to be during a tornado.
It was not. And standing outside watching it is not a safe place either. But got everybody out of there. Everybody's safe. Just I don't know if I'll ever be able to get them back in it.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we let Stevie take the pop-up camper and go to Kansas and let him camp out in one of those fields till one comes by and picks it up, and let's see where he lands. Because I've about had enough of Stevie. When are we getting those new interns?
Well, Jonathan Bartholomew Watson, your guy from UMS Wright,
Yes.
he reports the second week of June.
That's great.
So he's going to be hopefully getting more of the technical side of things for us. You know, we've got 7-on-7s. He's trying to orchestrate the logistics of where we can go and see some 7-on-7 action.
Can we take your pop-up camper?
That might be the mobile studio.
Let's
So
pop-up camper.
if we can find a hookup, that's thing's got a good air conditioning in it.
They have a big one down at Gulf Shores where they have the state track meet and where they have the girls softball, the regional, whatever they call it, takes place down there. They have a huge 7-on-7 down there. Teams from New Orleans, Florida, all over come. And we could take that pop-up camper down there and go stay.
We could, but we're going to check the weather. But my folks won't be doing any camping anytime soon unless we're in the yard. So, yeah, that was a great experience. May have been a bad investment.
I'm glad everybody's safe.
Well, everybody is safe, and it looked, we took a couple of pictures of getting in the car, which the car is not much better than the pop-up, but that was our first option. But yeah, we had a great time. You know, Mother's Day weekend, last weekend. But hey, we had a lot of news this week, Coach. One of your stomping grounds, T.R. Miller, hired them a new coach.
They did.
Went
From
and got
Maplesfield.
I don't know how they did it, but they got a championship caliber coach for the third time.
Well,
I don't know if this guy. I guess they need to get somebody and throw him on the wall and see if he sticks.
Well, I'm just gonna say this, and this is all I got to say about it. The last two coaches they had state championship written all over them. They had won it at other places, and we see how that turned out for them. It seems to me like Andalusia has figured out. I thought T.R. Miller had figured out that sometimes when you get those people that's got an investment in the school because they spent time there,
That's right.
maybe your better option than somebody that looks good on paper.
Right. Just because you won a state championship in one place does not guarantee.
Well, when you win a state championship in 1A and you've got 4 kids that signed Division I off of that team, they
Make you look like a good coach. Don't
good
they?
chance you're gonna win one. Now, hey, listen, I'm sure he's a great coach, and I'm sure he'll do a great job at T.R. Miller. But I do truly believe that when you have coaches that have ties to the school, I think it means more to them. And I think the players look at them a little different than they do somebody that's coming in off of a resume rather than somebody that's coming in because they love the school.
Well, I think that makes a big difference because you get somebody that's got them hometown ties and they've played there, and it means a little bit more to them. So, wish him luck.
Well, I wish T.R. I spent a few years down there at T.R. Miller, and I've still got a lot of friends down there, and we still converse. And listen, I wish them all the luck in the world. Always have. The time I spent down there was wonderful with Coach Riggs and Coach Hart and Coach Wiggum. We just had a great time down there and won a couple of games. And, I wish whoever comes in there the best. That's a program that Coach Riggs built that at one time when I would have to say was probably one of the premier programs in the state. And I hope that it gets back to that.
Well, it probably will. It's going to take. They've had so much change in the short span, of time that it may take a little while. So, who knows? But hey, we also around the state, not necessarily in our area. I don't know if you keep track around the state, like I've been doing the past week, just trying to see what's going on. But Bessemer City
ran into a little problem, didn't they?
They had, I don't know what advantage you would get right now out of getting extra practices in, but they were doing that. Supposedly, that's what the story is. That we're practicing outside of their 10-day window and self-imposed, turned themselves in, and they were going to get fined by the state $300, and that was going to be it. Bessemer City took it a step further.
Fired them all.
They fired the whole staff.
Fired them all.
Not just the head coach.
Fired them all.
They fired the get-back coach too. He may not even been at practice and he got fired.
I heard that they fired 2 of the managers.
Well, that sets.
The water boy had to pay a $50 fine.
Well, if he's got water like Chipmunk brings us during our shows. But
well, I heard Miles Brown may be applying for that job up there as the water boy for Bessemer.
Well,
but
he might get fired for that if he's bringing water from the Philippines.
from the glaciers at the Philippines, he may be. But yeah, I mean, you have to kind of look at that and wonder if there might be a little bit more that we don't know everything about.
Right.
In that story.
Yeah. Now, if he was just 1 or 2 days over, the 10-day limit, yeah, fine him, whatever. Now, if he'd been practicing since February, this guy don't know the rules.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I understand. Somebody told me from that area, one of my coaching connections up there, that he had been practicing since basketball season was over. And that they had been going at it pretty strong since basketball season.
I'd say he exceeded the 10-day limit.
Well, I think he just kept revamping it. so that we practiced 10 days, and now those 10 days are over. So we're gonna practice 10 more days.
Right.
Maybe he thought you was only supposed to practice 10 days a month.
Okay, well, it sounds like he may have got 50 practice days in.
Well, I think he thought you were only supposed to practice 10 days a month.
Well, it's sad for those kids because I know they have some.
They got some talent
They got
up there.
some talent up there in Bessemer City, and
They got some of them up there that's suspects. It's
so
sign.
yeah, and I think it sets a great example by the administration that they ain't gonna play around too. So, because I'm sure they're preaching, do the right thing. Well, it's a difference in saying it and doing it, and they may have been saying it.
Yeah, that all sounds well and good, but I'm
Yeah.
just gonna tell you, if you're not
But they
stretching the rules,
I know.
you're not trying to win.
Well, they stretched them. They stretched them all over Bessemer.
I think they stretched them for 5 months.
But they'll find somebody to come in there and get them ready. Other things winding down with we did touch on Hoover and Dothan,
I'm going to see that.
and I think Coach Grider got him a big, large steak to chew on first, to see where his wolves are going to be.
Well, now, I'm just going to say this. Coach Grider, he wouldn't have done this if he didn't think he could compete with them.
Well, I think I've talked to a few folks over there too, and they have mentioned since they have combined those, that they got a running back that is Division I from one school and a quarterback from the other school, and they're going to be lacking in depth right now.
Well, I'm telling you, Coach Grider wouldn't have done this if he didn't think he could compete.
But their ones will be solid. Now they won't have, Hoover's going to bring in offensive linemen about 6'3", 6'4", all 275 or better.
Well, last year's Hoover's line ranked second in the SEC as far as size.
Yeah, and Dothan's probably going to have those 6 foot, 6'1", 250s. So who knows? But I know Coach Grider will get that program going.
Oh, yeah.
And, if you over there in that area and you want to see what Hoover's all about, you'll have a chance to do that. But go see the Dothan Wolves, because that's Dothan's new school, new team there, and they're going to need everybody to come together from Northview and Dothan to support that program.
That's going to be exciting. It really is.
Well, Coach, any last words? Anything before we wrap this thing up here in Andalusia?
Enjoyed it. We'll see y'all in. When we going to do this next one?
Well, we don't know yet. But, hey, we do. Before we do go, I get these things as we're wrapping up, is we have our pigskin panel that we're trying to get folks to show an interest across our District 2 coverage area. And it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a welder, all you do is sit at home and watch football.
Hey, I fall in that category.
We're going to, Stevie, we're going to have everybody's name in a bowl, in a fish bowl, and Stevie's going to draw 12 names out. And that's going to be our pigskin panel, and we're going to pick games each week, winner and winners.
See who picks most right.
See who gets the most right.
Sounds good.
Just something real easy and fun, and if you get picked, just say you live in Bruton and you go 10-0 that week of picking, you got bragging rights there all over everybody on that panel. It's just something fun, something for the fans here on the Power Prep Sports Network to get involved with.
Sounds
and
good.
Get behind. So, we're going to be doing that. Next show, we probably will have a lot of video stuff throughout the summer, but as far as us getting back together for our season 2,
Check the webpage.
check the Power Prep Sports Network Facebook page. We're in the process of building our own webpage. You didn't know that, did you,
Yeah,
Coach?
I did know that.
Okay, he knew that one. But we got a lot of interesting things shaping up for season 2. We appreciate everybody's support that we've had. We started a Facebook page on February 4th, Coach, and had our first show. If you remember, I had the old Bobcat jersey on the first show. We had 1,000 people
Oh, I know it.
watch that first show, and which is absolutely amazing because you were shooting for 100 and I was shooting for 200.
I know.
So we exceeded that, and you know, we've had better numbers and lower numbers, but we gotta reach out, and we need folks to like our page, and I think it's really gonna kick up about mid-July.
Thanks, Stevie.
Dadgum Stevie! Stevie messed us up, but we're wrapping this thing up. Hey, we appreciate this Stan with Stan the Coach.
Hey, we got one season in a row.
One season in a row. Check back with us for season 2.